Hello, Collective. Welcome to A Timeless, the love variant reading, where we discuss however love wants to come up in this conversation. Bear in mind, I read for two sister energies. This channel belongs to the energies of Sekhmet. However, her sister channel of Bastet can be found via the description box below. Why would you want to go over there? Utilize your intuition to figure that out. Oh, I didn't know that that's the setting I put the light in. Anyway. Yeah, we're just gonna yeah. All right. Wow, excuse me. All right, let's get back to focus here. Whatever concept you have of love, whatever you're bringing to being here in this moment is in true form. Whatever brings you here, however you've gotten here, and whatever perception, again, you're bringing to having to the conversation or even the quest of curiosities and or the ladder that you have of the topic is all included into being here and taking in this reading. Bear in mind that in doing so, you have tapped into a collective reading that I am holding at this time. This is not a personal one-to-one connection that you and I have made time for, so it's important that you access your discernment, take all the bits and pieces that are to your liking, and leave anything behind with me and the reading that you may have not liked, all right? Bear in mind, again, as mentioned, this is one of two sister channels. To access Basset's channel, the description box below will have that access for you, and either directly to her or the content spread out between the two channels. Again, why would you want to travel that way? Use your intuition to find out that answer for you. However, I could also assist in giving you some nudge and letting you know that Sekhmet does not offer emotional redemption. So if you think that's something that you're offering for yourself or in search of for yourself in regards to anything, bespoken or not bespoken onto the concept of love, the answer will not more or less be found here. All right, direction, maybe, insight, plenty, redemption, none of the above. All right, that is Bastet's jive, jiggy, and doings and undoings over yonder. That's a notion that I could tell you. Maybe check out that channel. There are more specific niches. So where I no longer do love variant for Aries, love variant for Saggy, and all that jazz. I don't break it down astrology. I do so over there. So maybe that'd be an interest to you. Okay, maybe that's another trigger that could help you be engaged into that channel of wave of so-and-so. Come here and listen to me. Emotional redemption might be more your fancy. Okay? Now that we got that long, drawn-out intro sort of out of the way, please know that I am 7th, aka Master 7th, that reads these energies for you. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. Again, already as mentioned, the description box below will have different various of links. However, you will also find my website where you can find out more information as to who I am as 7th, as well as book any services that I have made available for you at this time. All right, love variant to whomever this may be for. Please remember that feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, femininity has both what? Feminine and masculinity. And masculinity has what? Feminine and masculine energies. These energies are fucking wild, all right? How many times am I going to say energies today? So, what brings you here? Well, you. You, the lost one. You, the one in search of. You, the one that needs validation. You, the one that needs honoring. You, the one that needs a little nudge, all right? The question is why? Why do you think you need it? Why do you think you need a pit stop of some kind to give you a reboost? What could you have done but prior to coming to this reading, prior to taking this in, and what could you have done? What could you have done differently? It's funny how that came up because for some people, let's be real, for most people, tarot in the collective entertainment, I was also fell very much into that wave of like, I want to douse myself every day like it's my telenovela, my soap opera of every fucking day that I can like get something out of that. Let me get something out of that. Come to me. Like, I choose you. Give me more. Validate me more, please. There is never, on the quest to be you becoming who you are, there is no right or wrong turns. There might be lessons, hard lessons, brutal ones, forever damning ones. Whatever they are, the goal of either of the lessons is to never be cunning and devoid of a lesson, of a purpose, of something more than the happenstance itself. When it comes to challenging ourselves to ask ourselves a question that almost is impossible to answer because we are now here listening to this question, which was the question of what would you have done differently before coming into this reading, is an impossible question because you are here already. You can't be here and then go back and not be there. And at the same time, I'm also, and being here, telling you that I can go back in time with you and change the perspective of the outcome of now. The brain swims in chaos. The brain swims in like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? And that's the goal. The goal is to contradict you and give you so many hypocrisies for you to validate them, for you to bring certainty to them. As in, if you have a certain justification of why you have an insight and description of something, or insight of something, or mindset of something, or mindless about something that still requires to be mindful of something, there will always be a resources of unknowns or quote-unquote blank things that the body will either input in that blank space for itself. You will then think that's trauma or not allowable topics of discussion, because the brain needs something to insert something. So if you, the ego, that could divert that into defining a definitive and basically not leaving that blank space empty, then you give nothing else for the body or the mind to give it anything besides that what it is that you're telling can fit in that variable of a sentence. It is important for you to feel control of knowing that that is always a possibility, because that is the only way you can justify accepting the question of what you could have possibly done different before the reading than not, while also honoring the same time that you're taking in this reading. Because the question is not to make you feel guilty of being here and feeling that you've lost out of time, credit, or even control to not have done something else before being at this reading. The question is triggering so that what you can understand about the forethought of that decision before you intuitively decided to be here in this moment. There is a version of you that can control the outcome of your behavior. That's the point. And if you can understand that, there are many different resources to give that sense of expression of self. The question could be answered in a way of, I danced. I did that before coming to the reading. Or if you felt that the question was more specific, then it's going to coerce a fucking mindset with all the emotions that you have in traveling the both past and present of this inquisitive state, and ask you to come up with a logical answer, while also understanding the hypocrisy of the timeline here. Because that could mean maybe I have to learn different coping skills before I have a codependency in thinking that something as general and not specifically tailored to me, meaning I did not go to you, Joy 7th, and have this reading to get a specific frame of mind to what I need to have in my blank space of whatever. That conversation of giving you the integrity to understand that substituting a form of entertainment of any kind and coming at it without a sense of a version of a footprint of a version of wanting control will always leave you in that same state that you came in with, not in control. You will think you're in control. You've tapped into a collective energy. You hear that this could be made control of, but there are no things that you have done to participate up to and delivery for to be part of that resonancy of a tale. Although you might be coincidentally crisscrossing and being in the limelight of the viewer of this reading. This is how there is still time, space, forgiveness, mercy, belief, whatever you need to understand that that's how much time is available for any given moment of time. As crazy, as ludicrous as that may sound, it is quantifiably now available in the collective teachings to educate you of that possibility. There is no more of, I don't believe you. That's okay. The belief doesn't have to be a belief in order for it to be a belief. Okay? It doesn't. Your belief and my belief will not crisscross each other's path of perpetuating a breath onto each other that will keep you and I separately alive. Whatever comes before, after, and middle of my breath shall never affect you. However vast or compressed I am, and whatever I bring breath to, that's what you get triggered by, and vice versa. All right, so we are on a quest, right? Whether that quest means you are with somebody right now, that quest is, how can I make this better? There are so many things I feel like I don't see. How can I manage to see them? How can I unsee the things that I've seen that are haunting my mind, that when I lay down, they just come up? And it's because there is a lack of desire to control it. That's why it comes when you think nothing of anything. Because if you don't think nothing of anything, that's something that wants to come in and put energy, definitive logic into an empty space, will come like a fucking ripple of a tsunami and make sure that something will go into that fucking blank space. And this is the reason why some people are absolutely afraid and can continue in the rhythms of their life perpetuating ideas that they're thinking that they're doing healing mechanisms, but at the root of the situation, it takes one moment of a situational life to kind of rip open an old wound, and it completely feels that the healing of the time and energy put into that notion was of illegitimized wealth. And that is illogical. That is absolutely unfair to what healing actually can be. Healing is not supposed to be just all love and light. If you are someone who only talks about love and light, pray, but you can't talk to this person about how they have a shitty ass attitude, and how they're imposing themselves onto that this is the only way that you can show them the way, you're not capable of understanding some of the fucking shadow aspect of what it means to chase love and light and to keep love and light. This is AKA no respect to the shadow of which love and light comes from, right? Ooh, all right, anyway. So whatever it takes for you to feel that sense of courtesy towards the pursuit and juggling the disgusting ways and brutal forces of life's misery is how intimately they're going to come and make an entryway. And some of the intricate way of making themselves known in our lives is to give you the indoctrinated version that you should be on the quest of your twin flame, of your soulmate, your divine counterpart, the married person, the one, all right? Keep chasing. And while you're chasing, ignore the things that make you think about the things that are worth chasing. Don't chase what your thoughts are or your feeling. Chase that. That is gaslighting. That is taking autonomy away from you. Instead of asking you, well, what do you have to give? What can I do to help you give more of yourself today? Because what that will offer is that I don't have to do anything for you to be more of yourself. Because the permission of knowing that you have a safe space in providing any direction of your thought, your emotion, your sadness, is in the awe of the viewer that's saying, what can I do in order for you to be who you are today. This is the other way that some people are doing in the religion context of the Jesus followers, of the, how can I pray for you today? I still don't agree with that ideology. I don't like the verbatim tonality in English. I don't. How can I pray for you today? No. 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 If anything comes from the things that I need, it is only coming from the nutrients that I cellularly know what I need and require in order to rejuvenate, reduce, recycle, remanifest, whatever, on my own. On my own. There is nothing you can do for me. How can I pray for you today? Excuse me? Ugh. Probably lost a couple followers for there, but hey. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why do I say that? Okay, because some of y'all are unhealed. You cannot think that because you have certain versions of your healed parts, and you're saying that only on those healed parts, or those positive marks, which you are claiming you know exactly what they are, for that to be the triggering source and the source of what your prayer of law of manifestation and law of love that you say you have with me is going to come from that area of prayer. I highly doubt that you know how to allocate your goods and your bads and all your crazy shit and all the dimensions of who you are. I highly doubt that you know how to advocate for that. Because if you did, you wouldn't be here. Proof in the pudding. But if you just knew that you don't know how to do that, you don't know how to divvy up, these are the good parts of me, and only on that part, which I'm going to activate right now. All that I am on this part, I'm praying for you. Excuse me. I would be rude to think that if that's the only version of platform you have left of yourself to use for prayer, to use it on me. You should probably use it for yourself. So you can, I don't know, make that area bigger. Make that property a little bit more, acres wider. Might make more sense to tell you, well, water your fucking foundation first. It would make sense. And the irony in the gem of that is for you to realize that a person saying, I'm praying for you, as juicy as they may sound, they also have negative shit. They're using that negative shit as a baseline of that prayer. I don't need it. Don't need it. I don't want it. I don't desire it. I rebuke it. Fuck off. That's how singular you should look at your ideologies of what you even are going to put a classism of a belief concept of it, or even faith concept, or even like law of manifestation and goddamn prayer. Whew. Love variant comes in various ways. Various ways. As I say that, and the tower comes out. Various ways. I mean, because life isn't fucking all that golden, right? I mean, you might be looking for the perfect house, but then you realize you gotta live in it with people. And then the people that you live with it is like, well, I guess I didn't really advocate to have that too. I didn't say, give me a house, and then say, have everyone live in it, be just as delicious as the way that I want this house to be. Because then some of y'all woke up and now are filled with yes, in a house. But then, are you the only one in it? Do you like the people that are in it? And I feel some of y'all learned this very deep, cunning lesson in 2020. When you're all ushered to go the fuck home, and you're like, oh, home, they don't want me there, I'm not vaccinated, or I'm vaccinated, I don't want the unvaccinated with the vaccinated, I don't want the vaccinated with the unvaccinated, I don't want to go in the business, they say no to not being vaccinated. Yeah, exactly, because this is all segregation happening over and over and over and over and over again, and instead of being the focus on whether or not it's the fucking the color of the skin, they mastered in being like a medical one. And this is coming from, if you check out my website, I had autoimmune deficiency of lupus since the age of 14 to the age of maybe like 16 years after that, whatever the math is. Okay? What I'm trying to say, is that you don't have to believe in these modalities to understand anything that I have to offer. But if you're going to understand that you love facts, then I have a fact at 14 I was given the label of lupus, and then I have a fact that I no longer have lupus. And that fact came with experiences and fact-checked things, starting with and ending with lab results. Do I give a shit and how that makes people dance into possibilities? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not stand 1 second in any interest to have to explain my life to anyone. And you should uphold that same integrity. Because beautiful things can happen. And with that beauty comes beautiful disasters that are just as deliciously needing to be conceptualized as part of the experience, because it makes you that much more grateful for the things that you do have that offer more peace, more tranquility, and less triggering. You can love a person that much more when you understand the ugly parts of you, the unpolished parts of yourself, the shit that you have to discipline of yourself, the things you need to be quiet on, the things you need to be louder on. These are all capacities in the various ways that you can love yourself and show up to the complexities of what you think is complex and needing to fact check about another person. Willing them into your life is not going to get them into your life. Willing them into your life may then also be contradictory. Have them enter into your life, like that house ideology. But then what about the empty rooms? Why is there so many rooms not being used? Is it emotional, unemotional? Is it conditional, is it unconditional? So many like polarizing access, seeing things black or white. You know, religion or not religion, left or right. There's so many like this, that. But let's dance together. Because that is feminine and masculine. That's non-gender specific. And that is also feminine and masculine that is not gender specific. So you got 2 and 2. They want to dance together. There is 2. They're going to dance together. They need to dance together because that's the pendulum of the existence that only has that force of those bookends of existence to dabble in, to exist in. That is all of you. You are the total experience of both fucking bookends of those extremes. You are both conditional and unconditional in the pursuit of figuring it out for yourself whether it's conditional or unconditional. You are both liberal and Republican in the pursuit of figuring out whether you are in the niche of liberal or Republican. Yes, you are. You are just a bully as well as you are a victim, okay? You can be just as ugly and just as pretty. You can have manners and you can have no manners. You can be a pudding of it all because you need to have the extremes of situations to understand how to walk the line of the middle. She's so passionate lately. Excuse me. Yep, the Hierophant. The blending of that shit coming together. You are the governing of the pillars that make you who you are. You are the pillars of the bookends, all right? The bookends, and then you are right back here in the middle. You're right here in the middle, all right? Whether that middle brings a flocking of other little ducklings because they are attracted to you, or you created these ducklings, or your children, or these partners, or the ex-partners, or the plethora of how colored your life may be, that is, sorry to say it this way, your fucking problem. Whether that's conditional, that's your problem to figure out. Whether it's unconditional, that is your problem to figure out. Trying to understand why the word conditional is in the word unconditional and why they can both have totally separate viewpoints of definitive platforms of existence is a mystery. It's a fucking mystery. It's absolutely the fucking mystery. And dancing with that wisdom and the evolution of that process is what makes you the Homo sapiens species that you are. Bringing vibration of color is the vibration of the color that you bring to the critical thinking of feeling, the critical thinking of before thought, the afterthought, the critical thinking of feeling, the critical thinking of hearing and listening and smelling and tasting. There's critical thoughts that can happen with that. That's emotional intelligence. You may be attracted to a tarot because it teeters the line with pressing the intuitive limits of your own emotional intelligence. There's science behind that shit. There is no more getting away from bullshit and excusing everybody else to being the problem but yourself. There is no more. You can continue to try, and you will keep trying, but you will be rounded out at the end of all that and still boomerang to being right back in the position of being your issue. So, what else can I, what's the rounding out message here? One card. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Love that, because that's really the spitting energy of this fucking reading. The ego. The ego, the yes to me, the seventh, this is the card of the ego that fights for the existence and has you questioning whether or not you made the right decision before, middle, or after this reading. That's the ego. The ego doesn't know if it's operating of light and or darkness, so wants to play a game. I wish you a wonderful morning and night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.